Later.
Okay.
At 6:30, I'll call the meeting to order. Please join Lori leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. We have no scheduled speakers. Let's do the meeting minutes.
All right, so Rick and I are going to do the July 11th ones.
Thank you.
Those are overdue. You were not present, so. I make a motion, we accept the July 11th minutes as drafted.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Abstain?
Back up.
Okay, we're going to move to August 8th. What do we have? Two sets, right?
Because one was with the cemetery.
The one with the cemetery, that's right.
I make a motion, we accept the cemetery, the August 8th cemetery minutes as drafted. There was one added notation at the bottom, and it's there.
Yep, there was, yep, that's the purpose of the meeting, it was, okay. You were absent, I'll second it. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Yep. And now we go to August 8th, to follow that meeting.
And we get sealed minutes here.
Yeah, let's do, any comments on the unsealed? Okay, I'll make a motion that we accept the August 8th as presented.
I second motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Abstain.
Well, pass this back to Lauren.
Okay, and we got to do the sealed meeting minutes, that's what this is?
Oh, I thought that was all. I already did that.
You read them?
Yeah, I opened them on the phone.
That's all right. Yep,
Okay, I make a motion, to accept the sealed meeting minutes as drafted.
I'll second it. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Abstain.
You can chew those up because you haven't filed those, right? Okay. Any public comments? Yes, sir.
Yes, I have some comments I'd like to make.
For the record, just state your name.
Peter Donnelly. One, I think that on the Bryce Drive road construction down there, there's no signs of warning that they're doing any type of construction down there. I think that it would be to everybody's benefit to have an idea when they get onto that road, that the road is dug up, that there's some issues there. Granted, we all live on the road, we know that, but there are other people that use that road. There's UPS, there's FedEx, there's oil companies, they're all, even people just visiting, relatives, that type of thing. There's no markings on the road that they're doing any type of construction down there.
Okay.
I
Anything
think
else?
that, well, that's just one.
Okay.
That's one of my things. I have quite a list of things,
Okay,
actually.
keep going.
Okay. What's the time frame for the road construction?
At the last
Completion.
at the last meeting,
Mhm.
we were shooting for the end of August.
Mhm. In the minutes of the 8/1/17, you asked the road agent for dust control to be maintained, and that's not being done on the road,
Okay,
and I think that's an issue also.
all right.
Yesterday, the road agent showed up and spray painted 11 trees between myself and Dan Searle's house to be removed for the utility pole movement. I think that's an excessive amount of trees to be moved for one utility pole.
Okay.
Not only that, but it's not clear who owns that property. Okay, I think it's me. You think it's you on the right of way, but there's no clear boundary there to know that.
Okay,
So I think that is up to you guys to prove that. If
Okay.
you're gonna be taking trees down, because there is an RSA that you need to compensate the owner if that's the case. If you're taking trees on my property, I need to be notified and compensated,
okay.
okay? I also wanna know what kind of salt you're using on the road in the wintertime. Last winter, I noticed that they weren't doing a salt and sand mix, they were doing more of a salt mix on the road.
Well, we'll have to get back to you on that. We buy it from.
It's rock salt.
I thought
It's okay. Okay, that leads me into my next thing, okay? Because I have a concern, my well is 38 feet from where the new road is supposedly going. And I have a concern with the runoff, and I have a concern with the water quality, if it's gonna affect me by the drainage or anything else that's caused from that.
Okay,
Okay, that's a concern that I have, and that's a big concern. And I think, no, my neighbor, his well is even closer, but he doesn't seem to be too concerned about it.
okay.
Then I want to know if we have an ordinance for travel trailers in the yard, how many and how long they can stay in the yard, and whether it's, you know,
Our zoning is online.
Right.
Feel free to take a look at it.
right.
Take a look at it. You can read
You
it.
don't know that offhand? I don't have a computer, so I can't take a look at it.
Well, then you'll have to come down here and look at the hard copy.
I guess I will, yes, and I will look at that.
Okay.
All right. And I guess one other question I had, do you have a system in place for putting jobs out to bid?
Jobs then?
Well, as far as work job type things that need to be done around the, let's say around the town office, or say around or on the schoolhouse, or the roads, or the trees taken down,
If it's
or that type of thing.
Generally, our policy's been if it's a significant amount of money, like over $10,000,
Right.
we'll try to go out for, not bids, but proposals.
Okay, in one of your minutes, I think of January 14th, 2014, you specified bids in your minutes.
Bids are a tough word.
Well, that's what you specify, so that means to me that that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Let's-
Putting it out to bid if that's the case.
All right, thank you.
So I think you need to maybe clarify that
Yep.
if that's the case.
I agree.
Right.
Okay.
And right now, I think that's all I have right on my agenda.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your input. Treasurer's not here, tax collector's not here. We got an administrative assistant here.
So the letter went out to 3 different propane companies looking for information for amount of usage and getting
Yep.
a good rate. So I haven't heard back from anybody.
Okay.
So I will follow up and call them tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? Planning board, Ed, you want to, Ed or Rick? You guys want to, either one, you want to talk about the planning board meeting we had? That was last week.
There were 2 major items. The first item was we had a resignation from the planning board, our administrative assistant, and we're looking into ways to advertise that job properly. And the second main issue that we discussed was the updated plan of the master plan. So we're going through the process of putting together a survey to go out to the townspeople to gauge how we should go about updating each section of the master plan. Did I miss anything?
No, big progress on that survey.
Yes. Yeah, we reused an old survey that worked the first time, and we're basically revamping it and clarifying it and sending it out because we got good responses the first time.
How are you gonna send it out? By mailings or?
We're either gonna mail it as through the tax list, most likely similarly to how we did the old schoolhouse.
Right. You just make all those labels up with.
Yeah. And all that hasn't been finalized. If we find any other way of trying to communicate what or how the master plan should be updated by the people that live in Brookfield, we will certainly look at that.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you. Conservation Commission, Code Enforcement.
So we've gotten, and just the phone is pretty busy with questions, people doing, I'm dealing with a gentleman on Garney Road who wants to start he's not sure whether he's gonna do a major renovation or just build a new house. I just received another building application for Drew Farm. And one of our major constructions, a new house at 222 Governor's Road, the foundation, remember the house that burnt? They're going right along very fast, and it's a nice house. It's the ICF, the insulated concrete forms, all the way to the roof line. So that you stack them up, you fill them with, the exterior walls of the living space has a concrete and reinforcing rod grid system within the forms.
Doesn't look it.
No, it doesn't. You wouldn't know unless you saw it during construction.
Yeah.
Super quiet inside, super insulated, and super strong. So, and then something not really related to the code office, but I just thought, because he's a resident in town, I don't know if you know, but Tom Beeler's in the hospital. And I don't know from the family, it doesn't sound like he's doing very well. And his wife is in the hospital also. The kids are out from where, I think they're from all kind of scattered. So just if you're so inclined to maybe give some thought to that.
That's why he wasn't at the Wakefield meeting. They raised that issue with the Wakefield planning board. Why isn't Tom here?
Yeah. I wasn't prying, but I said to, I guess it was one of the nieces that I talked to, and I said, is this serious? You know, because you don't know, he might have fell, and she said, well, he's stabilized right now. You know, so, and I don't want to speak for anybody else, but just, does a lot in town. So.
Okay. Road agent.
So I marked 11 trees on Bryce Drive, as you heard. We finished mowing, the mower's gone back. We just about completed our pickup of the ones that can't quite finish it this week. I actually had a truck break, so I'm trying to get that fixed. And I'm also dealing with no water at my house, so that's that. Another issue I would like to get your blessing on, I guess, is I'm rethinking how I'm going to plow, and I would like to sub out some of the plowing. What do you guys think about that? So it disperse. I'd like to bring on more people to address the roads faster and keep up with them better. So.
And you continue to manage it?
Yep, I will. Yep.
It's a great idea, because that's a lot of road for one guy.
It is, and it's 13 years of it, and
Gets old. No, if you can manage
breaks on
it,
your nerves after a while.
yeah, if you can manage it, keep it, and make sure everyone that's out there is insured and all that good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what a lot of, road
Yeah.
agents and
I
whatnot do.
know, and I think, I got a lot of people in mind that have expressed interest in helping me. So we'll approach it that way if that's okay with you guys.
Fine with me. Thanks for telling us. Ready for questions?
I certainly am.
I thought the Moose Mountain job, we were going to issue permits this year. The permits, because we're working by the water, the bridge work.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, all right.
I'm sorry, the bridge. I thought we had a long lead time on state permits, and that's one of our goals was to get those permits issued this year.
To have the engineering done this year and have it ready so that the engineering has to get done first.
Yep.
And then, once you approve whatnot, that'll give you a set of plans for pricing. And then, in turn, that company, Holden Engineering that we hired, are responsible for applying for all the necessary permits, which is to have all of that stuff done so that if possible, if the town so chose, we could do the work next summer. Yep, that's the plan.
And what I think we're working is is we have to put the budget together in November, December,
Yep,
and the warrant article's right after that.
yep,
So we need some good data to work on.
Yep.
And that's why
And
I'm bringing it up.
last time I heard from them was at least 2 weeks ago, more probably realistically closer to 3 weeks ago. I will call over there and see what they're doing, how they're coming, and let them know that's, we need those.
Just keep poking.
Yep.
Thank you. That's it.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
Not on my end.
Okay. Okay.
And you said all the post mowing cleanups.
Almost.
Almost.
I have to
Okay.
finish, where did we, my truck broke on Clark Road.
Okay.
So I've got basically Clark, Lyford,
Oh.
and I think there's 3 roads left.
Okay, but
2.5
it's
roads.
getting
Yep,
there. Okay.
oh yeah, I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, no, it did. It came out great.
I did
A couple people just asked me previously, and I just want to make sure that
Yeah, it's been a while since it's been done, and
it
it
showed.
took a while to, to get over to the wall and up over the wall so that it,
Now, we went 3 years, right?
what's that?
We went 3 years without.
I almost think we went 4, because we were supposed to do it, I believe the schedule was set for last year, but we had a problem getting a mower.
Yeah.
And that's why I started early, and the only reason I got this mower this year at this time slot was because somebody else backed out.
Okay.
The guy told me that they book up a year in advance.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to rent them anymore because they're extremely high maintenance.
Well, maybe food for thought, we try to get them in a little.
Yeah,
Little, maybe not 4, maybe do every 3.
well, it'll go faster if you don't have to deal with the bigger trees.
Yeah.
So,
Me.
Hello.
How's it going?
No,
You guys all set?
we're good.
Oh, yeah, we're fine.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for stopping in. It's all right, that's fine.
Yeah, I saw the truck for one of those things.
Okay, Conservation Commission. I subscribe to the Fish and Game newsletter. And in the recent newsletter, past 3 months, they talked about, I used the word grant money that helps towns with conservation projects. So I hooked up with the Fish and Game officer for the area, and he has agreed to come to the conservation meeting in September, the first one, to talk about what's available, how we apply. I mean, they talk about wildlife enhancements, they talk about managing the woods. So he's going to come and chat to see what's there. Everybody's invited, it's going to be open to the public. I think the big restriction is, the big hook is, the land has to be open to the public.
Mm.
And it is. So I think we satisfied their only requirement, but we'll hear about it on the 6th at the conservation meeting.
So it's on 9/6.
I believe, yes, that's the first Wednesday. We'll post it, we'll get it out there, but that's what it's all about. Ken,
That's here.
yeah, here or next door, based upon the crowd, it's Ken St. Pierre who's going to be coming. He's a new fellow in the area. He's responsible for this area. He was going to try to get a hold of biologists and another person to maybe come and talk about how you enhance the lot based upon what you want. So it's free, let's listen.
Why not?
Yeah.
Information doesn't hurt.
That's right. Heritage Commission,
We had our meeting last week pre-barbecue, pretty simplistic. The barbecue went up pretty well. It was almost 90 people, I want to say, or something.
we lost the treasurer.
We lost the treasurer. All the books are gone. We've donated all those to, not all the books, but all the books we don't want have been donated, and that's about it. So things will be quiet on that front until Veterans Day.
Okay. Good barbecue, thank you, Richard.
You're welcome.
It was good.
A lot of people involved in making that happen.
Starts early. You started at 2, you said, right?
Yeah, we started at 2 a.m.,
2 a.m.
but it was a good effort by everyone involved. Thank you.
Cemetery trustees are meeting. They didn't have a meeting this past month, they're meeting as scheduled this month. Any other boards and commissions? None here. Any old business?
I wanted to bring up sometimes I think action items slip off our radar. The abandoned property
Yes.
that we where did we leave that? Because there was some question of the gate, we said, no, the gate's not what we're
They
concerned
wrote,
about.
they wrote a letter to you, Lori, first, or to Jessica first?
I think it was
Jessica.
Jessica.
Okay, so Jessica said to me, what do we do? And I said, our zoning says burned out buildings have to be taken down. That's what the zoning says. As far as securing the garage, however, it'd be nice if he did something, however he wants to do it, because our zoning doesn't require that.
Right.
But the structure, I said, just tell him our zoning says burned out structures have to come down. And then he wrote that letter, she wrote that letter back, I think Jessica did.
Yeah, I didn't know if we heard back, that's what I was.
I haven't heard a thing.
So securing the garage, he just has to lock it. He doesn't need to put up a gate, everything.
There's no doors on it.
The doors, the windows are all.
So he might want to put a gate up if you'd like to keep the people out of there.
Did he specify the gate at the bottom of the driveway, or maybe he wants that on the doors of the garage?
I think he meant at the bottom of the driveway. There was some language in the letter that was kind of, it was implicit that it was going to be more or less the driveway was going to be blocked.
I don't know what's up there, I don't know who owns all that land and uses that road.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's another issue or not.
Right.
But that's what we told him, zoning says the structure's got to come down. After that, it's police security.
Maybe we should put that on for like next meeting, 2 weeks from now. If nothing's going on, then maybe we contact town attorney to see what we can do to.
They're working it, they're trying to work.
Right. But ultimately, I think we would ultimately have the right to go ahead and demo and leave the property. I think.
I believe we would.
So I'd rather not go down that road, but let's.
I thought they were ignoring us until we hit this contract.
Yeah. I just don't want it to make sure there's 2 feet of snow and and we're back to spring before anything's going on there. So. Okay, that was it.
Any other old business? All right, I brought along from our website, our 5-year maintenance plan for our buildings. Give you a copy. This is what our last shot from March 1st. And, yeah, and what we'd like to do, what I'd like to consider doing, is we're always rushing to get work done around here because of the way we budget our money. We think it's going to take $40,000 to replace the siding next door. We almost have $40,000 in our trust fund. If we go out for some proposals this year to see if someone will be willing to work on it next year, we'd have a good planning number to put in our budget and maybe a warrant article and present it to the town.
And we would draw from that trust account.
Yes, because the way it sits now, if we put it in operating and we don't spend it, we lose it.
Right.
So that rushes us to do things. So I suggest that we go out for proposals, put it on the website. We want someone to come in and give us a proposal for taking the siding down, give us this new siding, and how much it's going to cost for next year,
Yes.
contingent upon the town approving the work.
Yep.
And then if we get it in the slot, we will be able to get it done.
Yep.
That gives us good numbers to work with.
Yeah, as opposed to, let's put 20 in and see what it does.
What about the painting? Because we'd be putting up clapboard.
We have to paint it too.
So would we put painting in as an operational budget item?
I'd put it here, because even Craig mentioned, we're gonna put up prime siding, you got 6 months to paint it or you lose it.
Right, that's why so when we're budgeting for 2018, it would be with the anticipation that we would replace the siding in 2018, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so we would
paint.
need to go ahead, we'd have a painter lined up right behind it, right? Okay. And the painting would have to be an operational budget item, because there's no trust account, because the trust would be depleted by the siding replacement,
Well,
right?
we have a trust for the townhouse, so we can put it into that.
Okay.
So if it's okay with you, I'll try to write something for your review to go out for a proposal, not a bid,
Yes.
all right?
Yeah, I think that's gonna do.
Has anybody considered vinyl?
Oh, be happy Mary Lou's not here. Trust me. I said it was even
They
half joking.
do
but-
make heritage vinyl.
I'm just saying.
What color?
White.
Oh.
I've seen some awful good stuff up here. We're doing our children a favor.
No arguments for me, but it's a historical landmark, and we've heard this.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very fine line you walk with them on anything you do with that
You
building.
know, the big fight they had over putting up sheet rock instead of
Yeah.
plaster. In a few years, somebody's gonna say we have to preserve the sheet rock. They're not gonna be able to make it anymore.
Okay, so I'll take that and try to pull that together. Get it up on the web so people can see it's coming. And if they're interested in giving us
Yeah.
some input on it, we'd appreciate it. I got a price for the wood 6 months ago from Middleton. The top of the line, clear cedar primed on both sides, no knots, their best, was 18,000. So you doubled it to take it off and put it on?
Yeah. Any kind of social cost, so 40's a pretty good number.
Getting close.
Okay.
Okay, new business. Other new business.
Yes.
What do we got here? All right, let's do any public comments? Okay, let's do we're gonna have to go on to 91A, so let's do the mail and bills. So that if people wanna leave, they can leave.
All right. I will read the bills for the thing we're taking and pass them down. Sound good?
Sure.
10 construction, $8,172.50. There was some backhoe work, chainsaw work, six-wheel work, a lot of mower work, and labor work. So that's $8,172.50. We previously approved this for Craig, but I think I told him it makes sense to have us initial it. This is reimbursement of $252.37, which is approximately half the cost for that antique map that he bought. So that's what we're doing here.
Yes, we said we would do that.
I just wanted the bill signed so it wouldn't hold it up very well. From the New Hampshire Association of Assessing Officials. Yeah. There's a $20 membership fee that has not been paid as of yet. I think we should probably continue the membership. There's classes and whatnot that come along with it.
Is that the municipal?
No,
Oh,
it's just a different organization. There's one for the town clerk, there's one for the tax collector.
Okay. Eversource bill, 100. Excuse me. Eversource. They finally took our payment. So now we're down to $146.07 for Eversource. That's for this building here.
That's a lot, that's still a lot.
It's air conditioning. That's what
Is
it
that
costs.
for both buildings or this?
No, the other building is $16.32.
mine was high this month too.
Yeah, mine was last month, it came down this month, but, I mean, what are we?
Blacksmith printing. This is that 100 sheets of the permanent paper. That is total of $48.13.
That's for the building inspector?
Yeah, those 400 sheets. There's 2 invoices, but I'm saying both. And that's all the bills. I make a motion that we accept the bills as read into the record.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Oh, I'm sorry, they go to Mary Lou. Okay, so we have some mail. We don't have any checks to sign tonight, I don't believe.
Nope. Lost clear.
Okay, we've got further clarification on this S Bill 38. This is where we get the money from the state, the grant money. We're picking up about $28,000. And the bottom line is you can't use the money for anything that's been funded for this year or next year. But we all have 5-year plans, and as long as we haven't started raising the taxes or that, we can use this money for it. So we're gonna have a public hearing next meeting.
Yes. We posted at 6 o'clock on the.
Yeah, and we have to see if the town wants us to accept the money. There's a lot of questions about whether you need a public hearing for that. The answer was yes. That's about that.
It should be duly noted that Jessica just took a picture of a moose right on Wentworth Road. Sorry.
Then the road agent. Must be a road agent issue.
The moose are back.
Really? Is it, was it a, it's interesting.
There's a,
On Lightford Road?
that's what Jessica wrote. Like,
A letter from FEMA. Why don't you pre-read that if you would, and I'll see what this is all about. Did you read this? Oh, this has to do
Yeah.
with the Winnipesaukee watershed. And the work they've been doing on that drainage area. Yeah, so what we'll do is, I don't think we have any. She hit it.
no,
It's even worse than Robin.
it's chasing her down the road now.
All right, so this is telling us how they did their various studies over in the Winnipesaukee watershed. We'll put this on the table if anybody's interested.
It was pretty, detailed, but nothing so urgent.
Okay, what do you got there, Richard?
Department of Natural and Cultural Resources, Division of Forest and Lands, sent a letter to inform us that Steve Kessler has resigned from the Bureau to join another department. And so, until they get a replacement, they divided the area, Steve's area, up amongst other captains. And for our information, our captain now is Ryan Noel, Pembroke Road and Concord, has his phone number and email him back.
Good, thank you.
So this should be safe.
Yep, and I'm going back to this matrix. The price for the roof is around 85, 88.
It was 80, yeah, it was 8,700, I think is the number.
And I'll re-update that and put new data. Okay, so we have to go into non-public for two purposes. Some legal issues, and some personnel issues.
Many of these bills.
So can you try to take a quick look? What are we gonna do? We need two.
Okay.
Legal, that goes to Murray, in her box, but I'll take it.
I'm going to do that right here with all that stuff for her. Okay. All right, so with regards to personnel issues, I would say that we would do RSA 93A3, Roman numeral 2B, the hiring of any person as a public employee, then litigation. Then we would also go in for the second matter, RSA 93A3, Roman numeral 2E, consideration of negotiation of pending claims or litigation which has been threatened in writing or filed against, let me say it again. Consideration of negotiation of pending claims or litigation which has been threatened in writing or filed or against this board or any subdivision thereof, or by or against any member thereof because of his or her membership therein, until the claim or litigation has been fully adjudicated or otherwise settled.
Okay, so you're gonna make a motion that we go into 91A in support of those two paragraphs?
That is my intent, yes.
Second.
And then we do roll call.
Ryan Robisheau?
Yes.
Yes.
Zachary, yes?
Surrette, yes.
All right, let's do the litigation first. So,
Good to get that in there with that one.
yeah, we'll break that into that. Boulevard documentation. We're edge gonna do. One tape, but. Okay, we gotta do this right. So we come out of, I believe, let me review the process. We come out of non-public and then we go to seal the meeting minutes.
Motion to leave non-public and return to public session.
So we make a motion. I'll make a motion that we come out of non-public and go into public.
A second motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And a roll call.
And that was a roll call.
Okay.
minutes for 1 year.
Second.
Second. I mean, yeah.
Is that enough?
Tired a lot.
That's enough.
That's enough. That's enough.
That's enough?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Who seconded this?
Brian, I motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry, I got a little sloppy there.
Okay.
Okay, now you're all.
Brian Robisheau? Yes.
Zachary, yes.
Surrette, yes.
Okay. Any other public comments? Meeting's adjourned.
Super duper.